Within the forest, every leaf, every creature plays its part in a grand symphony, each note essential to the whole. Welcome back to Codex Eternum. Hello, I'm C.S. Douglas. In our last episode, we explored the sacred elements, earth, water, fire, and air, the fundamental forces that teach us about endurance, flow, transformation, and the unseen. Today we continue the Book of Nature with Chapter 2, the Symphony of the Forest. We enter the woods, we listen, we discover what the trees have been trying to tell us all along. Let's begin. From the Book of Nature, Chapter 2, verse 6. Within the forest, every leaf, every creature plays its part in a grand symphony, each note essential to the whole. A grand symphony. That's exactly what a forest is. Walk into the woods, stand still, listen. You'll hear birdsong, the rustle of leaves, the creak of branches swaying, the hum of insects, the scurry of small creatures through undergrowth, water trickling over stones, each sound distinct, each sound part of a greater whole. This is the symphony of the forest. And here's what makes it remarkable. Every element, every tree, every fungus, every insect, every bird plays an essential role. Remove one species, and the entire ecosystem shifts. The symphony changes key. Harmonies disappear. The music becomes diminished. This is what ecology teaches us, that life is interconnected, that everything affects everything else, that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. The oak tree drops acorns, squirrels gather and bury them. Some are forgotten. New oaks sprout. The cycle continues. The fungi in the soil connect tree roots underground, forming vast networks, what scientists now call the wood wide web. Trees share nutrients through these fungal networks. A mother tree feeds her saplings. A dying tree gives its resources to its neighbors. The trees are talking to each other, helping each other, living as community. The insects pollinate flowers. The flowers become fruit. The fruit feeds animals. The animals spread seeds. The seeds become trees. Everything connected, everything in relationship, everything playing its part in the grand symphony. This is what the forest teaches, that no note is unnecessary. You might look at a fallen log and see decay, death, waste, but look closer. That log is teeming with life. Beetles burrow through it, fungi break it down, salamanders shelter beneath it. Moss grows across its surface. As it decomposes, it feeds the soil, which feeds the trees, which drop new logs when they fall. The cycle continues. Death becomes life. Endings become beginnings. The symphony plays on. And here's the deeper truth. You are part of this symphony. You breathe in oxygen produced by trees. You breathe out carbon dioxide that trees absorb. This exchange happens with every breath. You are in constant conversation with the forest. With all plant life on Earth, your existence depends on their existence. Their existence is enriched by yours. You are a note in the grand symphony. Your life matters to the whole. Now, verse 7. The towering trees teach us about reaching upwards and outwards, aspiring towards the sun with deep roots in the dark earth. Stand beside an ancient tree, a redwood, a sequoia, an old-growth oak. Look up! The trunk rises solid and strong, branches spread wide, leaves catch sunlight hundreds of feet above the ground. That tree is reaching, aspiring, growing toward light. But here's what you cannot see. Beneath the ground, the roots spread just as far. For every foot the tree grows upward, the roots grow outward and downward, anchoring, stabilizing, drawing water and nutrients from deep in the earth. The tree reaches towards the sun, but it's grounded in darkness. This is the wisdom of trees, that growth in one direction requires foundation in the opposite direction. You cannot build height without depth. You cannot reach toward light without roots in darkness. This applies to your life. You have aspirations, dreams, goals, things you want to reach toward. Beautiful, essential, necessary. But those aspirations require foundation. If you try to grow tall without roots, if you chase success without grounding, if you reach for achievement without inner stability, you become like a tree in shallow soil. The first strong wind knocks you over. The trees teach you. Go deep before you go high. Root yourself in truth, in awareness, in the infinite consciousness we've been exploring. Root yourself in practices that ground you. Meditation, contemplation, stillness, silence. Root yourself in relationships that nourish you. Community, friendship, love. Root yourself in purpose, knowing why you're here, what you're meant to contribute to the grand symphony. Then reach, grow, aspire. The deeper your roots, the higher you can grow. The stronger your foundation, the further you can extend. The ancient trees know this. Some live thousands of years because their roots run deep. They weather storms that topple younger trees. They survive droughts that kill shallow-rooted plants. Depth creates resilience. Foundation creates strength. And here's something beautiful. Trees don't compete for light by blocking each other. If you look up through a forest canopy, you'll notice something remarkable. The branches of neighboring trees rarely overlap. Each tree creates a crown that fits perfectly with its neighbors, leaving space for light to reach below. Scientists call this crown shyness. The trees are cooperating, making room for each other, allowing light to benefit the whole forest, not just themselves. They reach upward together. They grow in community. This brings us to verse 8. The interdependent life of the forest reminds us that no being thrives in isolation, but flourishes in community. No being thrives in isolation. This is perhaps the forest's most important teaching. The strongest, oldest trees are found in old-growth forests, places where the ecosystem has been undisturbed for centuries. These ancient trees are surrounded by community, connected through root systems, supported by the network of life around them. A tree growing alone, in a field, in a city, faces every challenge by itself. It has no fungal network to draw from, no neighboring trees to buffer the wind, no forest floor to retain moisture. It survives, sometimes, but it doesn't flourish. The same is true for you. You are designed for community. Your nervous system regulates through connection with others. Your immune system strengthens through social bonds. Your consciousness expands through relationship. Isolation diminishes you. Community enriches you. The forest proves this. Every element supports every other element. The fungi connect the trees. The trees shelter smaller plants. The plants feed insects. The insects feed birds. The birds spread seeds. The seeds become trees. Interdependence, mutual support, reciprocity. This is how ecosystems thrive. This is how forests endure for thousands of years. And this is how human communities flourish, when we recognize that your well-being and my well-being are inseparable. When the forest is healthy, every being within it benefits. When the forest is damaged, every being suffers. The same applies to human society. When the community thrives, individuals thrive. When individuals support each other, the community becomes resilient. You are the forest. The forest is you. The same intelligence that organizes trees into ecosystems organizes cells into your body. The same principles that govern forest health govern human health. Connection, interdependence, reciprocity, society. These aren't optional extras. They're fundamental to life itself. So what does the forest ask of you? Play your note in the symphony. Whatever your role, whatever your gifts, your talents, your unique contribution, offer them. The symphony needs your voice. Reach towards the light while rooting in depth. Aspire. Grow. Stretch toward your highest potential. But ground yourself in practices that keep you stable, centered, aware. Flourish in community. Recognize that you need others and others need you. Support the network. Contribute to the whole. Receive from the whole. The forest has been playing this symphony for millions of years. The music is ancient. The wisdom is proven. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. This podcast is made possible by Orthopedia, a sanctuary for writers and readers. Visit orthopedia.org to discover the living archive of consciousness expressing itself through words. Codex Eternum releases new episodes weekly. Subscribe wherever you listen, and join me as we continue exploring the rational Bible. Our program is hosted by Auraverse. Today we walked through the forest, we listened to the symphony, we learned from the trees. In our next episode, we'll continue the Book of Nature, exploring what other teachers, the animals, the seasons, the cycles of life, have to reveal. Remember, you are a note in the grand symphony. Play it fully. Reach toward the light. Root yourself in depth. Thrive in community. Support the whole. The forest knows the way. The forest has always known. I'm C.S. Douglas. Until next time, walk among trees, listen to their wisdom, and remember you are part of the symphony. Oh, and once in a while hug a tree and hold on to it for a few minutes. Feel its vibration. Ask it to give you energy, and thank him for that.